I'm really gonna have to say that the girls are bringing it for this season, and I am eating it up. Let's talk about it.
Get busy in here, get busy in here. Yeah, my squad run deep. Yeah, we really in here. I swear whatever you want, you can get it in here. Comedy or the drama, it's a mixture in here. But you love it in here. Yeah, you love it in here. Got reviews up in here. We got stories in here. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit the bell. Oh yeah, 3 clicks like the shoes on Dorothy in here.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy BusyBlu, and I am back with another recap and review. Before we get into this review, make sure that you like, you comment, and subscribe. Today, I am recapping and reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 16, Episode 3. Okay, the girls are picking at each other's noses. Y'all, I just gotta say, first of all, did y'all see Kelli at the end in the promotional or in the intro? She looks like Pennywise the clown. She looked like or Bozo. She looks like a clown holding up a thing. It's just like, oh my god. I don't know what she did like in totality to her face, but I'm sure she was gorgeous like before. Before she looked nipped and tucked and stuck. Still looks like she's still a cute girl, cute next to gorgeous. Gorgeous devours cute. Shout out to New York. But just look at her when she's holding up that peach, and it's just like, girl, this is not it. Anyway, let me not get out the ladies' faces because I don't want to become Shamina. So, if I was gonna rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it an 8. It was a good, maybe an 8.5. It was a good episode. This is the kind of stuff that I like. See, the thing is, at one point, what used to be really good is that these girls used to go at each other's necks. Tit for tat, let's do it. And some of the stuff was so aggressive and out of order that it became ridiculous on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But the other shows took no. Let's go for the tit for tat, but yet let's use the build-ups of these melodramas. And that's what I love. Salt Lake City definitely got it down packed. Okay, you talked about my tissue in my bathroom. You took my bath bombs. She's selling stuff from Alibaba. They take melodrama and then they bring it up a notch, just a little bit. And I feel like Real House, this new group of girls, they got back to what it is. They got back to what it is. So I'm excited about it. Let's get into it. So y'all, we start off with Britt. Britt is with Mike. Y'all, is something wrong with Mike? I really hope that it's not, and that's just how he acts. But so like something is wrong with him. Either way, he's bringing over his family. So she's excited to host dinner for her in-laws because she loves family. She promotes family. She thinks about family, right? Even though we can't see hers. But Britt says she always dated flashy guys. She used to be with the rappers, the ball players. She was a video vixen when she was in high school. So she always dated those type of people, but she never thought it was supposed to be a long-term thing. And so when she met Mike, she was like, oh, he's boring. Here's the one I want to date. She even dated with Ross at one time, but that's over and done with. Either way, the family comes in and they have a chef there, and he's serving them lobster tails. Did y'all hear the little kids? And they was like, lobster tail? Isn't this a little too fancy? Where the French fries and the hot dogs? Where the chicken nugs? Why are we eating lobster tails and scallops? Like, why are we here? So then they talk about the group. Britt is hard pressed on Kenya. Like, oh my God, everybody was great. Everybody's been very nice to me. I think the only person that really kind of turned it off for me was Kenya. But I feel like if she keeps her distance and keep it cool, we'll keep it cool, right, Mike? And he was like, oh, this stuff, the food is delicious. Okay. So then they started talking about that. His sister was like, so when are y'all getting married? What's the plan now? And he was like, I'm ready to have a baby. We already married. Okay, time for the baby. And she was like, yeah, but I want a ceremony. So I'm going to say I know somebody who's going through something like this. And to be honest, when both of those things are on both of the people's mind and it's all, there's a hard pause. Nobody's making steps to do anything. She want a ceremony. She not playing the ceremony. He want a baby. She not working towards a baby. They just stopped. Okay. So you got to get on the same page on what is actually the thing, and then like actual progression happens with it. And it seems like they're both stuck in what they both want. and they're not. I think they both want both things, but they're not focusing on one thing at a time, which I think is what Mike, who seems like the more responsible one, wants to do. So then Britt was like, well, on that note, do you want to go down to the wine cellar and get a little champagne? Girl, shut up and let's go downstairs. Is it just me, or was the sister excited to be there? She was excited to be there. That girl was holding up her flame. Oh, my brother, he's so ridiculous. You know how he can get sometimes. She was like, yeah, but I did love the fact that he's bringing everybody around because you know how much I love babies and you know how much I love family and being around the family. Britt talks about she's losing her daughter at her dad at such a young age, and that he had set up everything for his mom and he had life insurance. Now, I don't get this, and maybe I have to look at my insurance policy. If you're in between jobs, does that, because maybe you can't make the payments. If you're in between jobs, because that she said he had a $2 million insurance for his mom. For her mom. But since he died in between jobs, I guess he didn't get the insurance paid out. Is it because it lapsed? I was trying to figure out what that meant. And insurance is a scam. If I got $2 million and I've been paying in on it, now I've died. And this is what I think companies need to start doing. Somebody let me know if there's a company that already does this. Say you're like, I'm not paying out the whole thing. Give me back at least the money that I paid in. Because I know you got that. I know you at least got that. So say you can't give me the $2 million or any of the money that you say I'm supposed to be expecting. However long I had this plan, just pay me that much money back. Give me, because I know you got that. If I was doing $10 a month, that's $120 a year. Okay? You could even take out $20 for taxes. Give me $100. Maybe I can sit here and make a couple more programs for the fuel. You know what I'm saying? Give me my money. Anyway, after that, she says that that's what poured into her and why she has decided that that's why she is going to work as hard as she is. And that's why she started her insurance agency, which from the streets, I don't know. This is what Mama Joy said. For the streets is talking, and the street said that the girl's been doing fraud. The girl's been doing fraud. They said she's doing some of those Instagram scams, and if the people reach out to her for it seems like she's treating the regular people the way that the insurance company treated her mom and her family. Either way, she said she started the company with her two sisters, and her two sisters don't talk to her anymore. She's all about family, but she don't got no family to talk to. Her older sister thought she was being too bossy, and then the younger sister was resting too much, and she was getting a little comfortable, so she fired her, and now she doesn't talk to any of her sisters. So way to go on the family thing. Okay. After that, Mike comes upstairs. He's like, look, I'm tired of y'all talking. Can we go upstairs and eat? I want some cake. Okay, let's go upstairs and let's eat the cake. All right, after that, we get to Porsha and Kelly. This scene kind of irritated me a little bit because Kelly, I'm on your side, but I didn't like how Porsha was able to blow dust in your face and it was all over. But let's talk about it. They come down to eat together. Porsha says that, look, first of all, she said, I've been refraining from drinking. You mean refrain? She said she's been refraining from drinking, but now if she has to sit down and talk to Kelly, she has to see how things are going on. They wanted to clear the air because Kelly is having a mommy and me event, and she wants Porsha and her daughter to come. Did you hear when Kelly called her? She was like, hey, I was trying to invite you to an event. Porsha was like, and who was this? It's me, Kelly. Oh, okay, girl. No, thank you for inviting. Maybe I'll be there. So Porsha comes in, she sits down. Porsha comes in. Kelly comes in, she sits down. And Portia's like, what is it giving today? Because I don't know what to expect. You have different personalities, so I don't know which one I'm getting. My whole thing is, how do you know she has different personalities? Because you don't know her. So you can make judgment and assessments on her personalities, but she can't say why you started lady husband. Anyway, Kelly was like, I don't have different personalities, and if I did have different personalities, Porsha has different men. So what's the difference? From there, they said, look, Porsha says, look, when I think that what was weird to me is that when I had a conversation with Shamia, everything was coming back to me in a very negative way, and it was a lot heavy. And I was thinking, why these girls got all this juice? I mean, this smoke for me, it doesn't make any sense. And Kelli said, no, that's definitely not it. We were being tongue in cheek. We were being coy about it. Basically, it was like, why she saw that lady husband, which is what I felt like it's coming off as. I always felt like Kelli was just like, girl, why she saw that lady husband? But also answer the question. Sorry. And also answer the question. Why she saw that lady husband in a cheeky way? And also, can you answer the question? And Porsha was like, well, that's definitely not how it was coming back to me. So I'm not sure. And Kelli was like, at the end of the day, I didn't mean it like that, which is probably why then me and Shamia talked, and she said to just come and ask you directly. And Porsha said, hold on, what? She said, yeah. She told me to come to ask you directly. So she told you to come and ask me during the party? I mean, I think she wanted us to try to clear the air and try to move past it. Yeah, I don't know that being at the party and saying at the party and coming straight to me was the best way. And Kelli didn't say nothing back. And Porsha said, overall, this is your fault. Okay? At the end of the day, it's your fault. Porsha feels like Shamia knows that I'm going through so much with this divorce and everything that's happening. And then you want me to get ambushed by everybody else during this party? It's a little crazy to me. From there, they clear the air. It looks like they're having fun. This is where Kelli, why did you back down? This is still the next turn to be like, so what? Like, all jokes aside, I'm glad we cleared the air. What happened with that lady's husband? What happened with that lady's husband? Why did you say that lady husband? What happened with the lady husband? How did you get in the bed with that lady husband? That's what I wanted from you, Kelli. I had faith in you. And you let me down, girl. You let me down. Sad. You went out sad and bad. You better be lucky the end of this episode really boosted you up, gave you a little boost. Shout out to Nene Leaks. Gave you a little boost because this scene made me feel like I'm over Kelli. It don't take much. Okay. Even by the time that person was like, I call you a troll, but you're my tiny little troll or something like that. And she was like, what about a little puppy? Kelli, you're calling yourself her new lap dog? Stop. Anyway, we go on from there. We get Drew. Drew's in the studio. She comes in. I was in a movie all weekend and I was screaming the whole time. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like she was doing layers. They were layering her voice on some of the songs. I don't know. But she came in. She was doing what was the name of the song? Oh, I had a flyer or something on me. They were doing the song and they come in while she was doing her layers. Cynthia, Kenya, and Angela. So Drew, when she comes out, Cynthia was like, I know a love song. When I hear one, girl, you doing a love song? And Drew was like, it was a love song, but to me, it's more of a breakup song. And she's like, oh my God, these are the reasons why I don't like her. Nothing seems authentic. So she's like, dealing with the divorce and everything is coming together. It's like, can we bring this stuff back together? And, it's hard. So, but I love how everybody has been supporting me here. Kenya, you called me a lot. And she's like, yeah, divorce is really hard. Angela, have you been married before? Is this your first divorce? And Angela was like, girl, this is my first marriage, me and his first marriage. Okay, we lived in the same building. He held the elevator door for me. And I came in and it's been, he asked for my number and we've been dating ever since. And that's it. To be honest, that's kind of how me and my man was. We met in the elevator. He held the we met at a party. He held the elevator for us, and we've been talking. No, we haven't been talking ever since. But she said that in order to keep him, she was going through the concierge service, basically stalking. Has he left his apartment yet? And who did he leave with? Anybody else got the key? Has anybody been coming up upstairs? What's been going on? So that's how she met him. King was like, where's Dennis? I thought he was supposed to be here. Is he producing the album? So where is he? And Angela, Dennis, Drew was like, do y'all want some champagne? You want some water? King was like, oh, wait. So you're not going to answer the question? She's like, oh, no, I just wanted to know if you want some champagne. Cynthia was like, well, crack the bottle. Cynthia was like, crack the bottle open, girl. I'll take a little bit. King says, okay, calm down. Answer the question. And Drew was like, basically, he was supposed to come to the studio because he's producing everything, but on this day, he didn't come. I guess it sounds like, or it seems like that thing that happened at the Jungle Gym Jamboree that Dennis and Porsha went to, he probably was like, let me just not film with this girl because I ain't have the time to deal with it or whatever. That's what it seemed like to me. But Kenya asked, well, did you talk to Porsha about the situation? About what happened? Did you talk to Dennis about the situation, about what happened? And she said, no, I didn't talk to him. We text. I don't talk to him on the phone, girl. He doesn't pick up the phone. It's a business relationship. Bravo, pop the clips, the flashbacks on her. Okay, and she does talk to him. Anyway, moving from there, Drew was like, at the end of the day, I always felt like it's hard to come into this group because I feel like there's a gangbang mentality. Shout out to Kira Huger. I feel like there's a gangbang mentality in this group and everybody tries to come at me at once. And Kenya said, girl, let's stop it right there. Drew, a lot of this stuff you brought into yourself. You are not a victim. You are not a victim. A lot of stuff you brought into yourself. And to be honest, you were dead wrong for working with that lady's baby daddy and not telling her. Dead wrong. No ifs, ands, or buts. And Drew said, well, look, I tried to reach out to Porsha several times, and Porsha kept giving me her big ass to kiss. And to be honest, a lot of people said that they say that when you're trying to reach out to Porsha, talk to her, chill with her, or whatever, she'll give you her big kiss. Okay. So Cynthia was like, you know what? I can't even accept that because I know how difficult it is to get in touch with Porsha, and I've been able to. So you can't tell me that you haven't been able to. But also, she kept saying, I text her, I got something big to tell you. Girl, let's talk. Girl, let's do this. Just put in the text message, girl, I've been trying to reach out to you, but I'm working with you. I bet you Porsha would have do. She would have called you faster than Kim Possible. If you would have said, hey, girl, I've been trying to call you and reach out to you, but me and Dennis been doing some stuff together, and I wanted to at least let you know. Be as vague as you normally be, okay? Keep it going. Keep the thing going. Do some suspense with it. I bet you Porsha would have called you back immediately. Okay? It would have been Ranger, Zord, I need you. She would have called you immediately. Okay? But you didn't do that. And that's what I would have done. You keep saying, well, I kept trying to reach out to her. Put in a text. Hey, I just want to talk to you about some where a relationship that I'm having with Dennis is going, and I wanted to get your blessing. Porsha would have called you so fast, it would have made heads spin. Okay. Anyway, Cynthia says it's just a courtesy thing. You know, when Kenya did that failed Life Goes On pilot, she asked me if she can reach out to Leon and that working relationship. It's just respect. And Kenya's like, why isn't Dennis coming to your defense? This seems a little weird. And Drew says, look, at the end of the day, he's been very respectful. He's been paying. She said he's been paying for all the songs, all the studio time. I was working on, I do the Whether You Like It or Not panel every week. Make sure that you tune in, and we do each episode of this. And Sakina said, and she's one of the panelists, she was like, it seems a little weird that Dennis is on his get back on Porsha. And not that she says that, because I kind of felt it a little bit before, but I was like, I mean, he only worked with like one or two people. Now with this, he's paying for Drew's studio time, paying for Drew's songs, paying for all the production. He intentionally is making sure that he is on a different type of get back. He's on a different type of get back. So Sakina said it, and now I'm agreeing. So moving up from there, Kenya said, yeah, he may be respectful and everything, but you're going around looking like a whore. You're a whore. And I love Cynthia's confession. Not a whore, my God. You know, a hoe sometimes can be a compliment, but a whore? This is out of control. After that, they said, well, have you talked to Shamia? Because that, you know, her asking those questions was out of control. That, you know, what was that about? And then that's when Angela steps in. She was like, girl, we tried to have a conversation to her down to the yoga gym. And she got upset with me for asking her, why did you ask Drew if you Dennis? And apparently she was like, I didn't say that. King was like, yes, she did verbatim. And Cynthia was like, that's what I heard too. I can't get it up my brain. They did a flashback. She didn't say that. But I think that because of the aggressiveness, I guess that Shamia gave, it probably seemed like she said that, but apparently she did it. So moving up from there, she said, look, we tried to talk to her. She said she didn't. She got really upset and she stormed out. And I was like, well, girl, good luck. Have safe travels home, girl. So we don't know what's going on. Cynthia said, look, at the end of the day, I'm gonna leave you with some advice. Baby daddies hit differently. Okay, moving up from there. Then you get to Shamia. Shamia we're trying to get a little bit more background on who Shamia is, because she's supposed to be like this anchor of the show this season. So we really need to dig into her personal life. Like this girl stuff that she got going on, everybody is great, but we need to cement her personal life. That way everybody can crowd around her because we'll know her more. So her sisters come over to visit. She was talking about her sisters have been so amazing to her when dealing with Shia and Shiloh. When Shiloh was in Boston, sometimes she couldn't get back home and stuff like that. And her sisters were there to support her. Basically, the scene was about Shamia goes through a whole lot of stuff. She goes through a whole lot of trauma. She goes through a whole lot of picking up the pieces for everything, and she doesn't show it. If anything, she pours herself into everybody else's stuff in order to assist them. I don't know if it's to escape from what she's going on, or because she says she doesn't talk about the stuff she's going on. She had to, but it seems like she escapes from her problems by diving into everybody else's and helping them and supporting them. And she says she gets her faith and her strength from her mother and her sisters. Like, don't let them see you sweat. You're going to get through it. You don't have to talk about it. Let's just move forward. And these past couple of years has been really difficult for her, especially this year. Now she's going through the IVF. She wants to make sure, am I strong enough? Do I have enough of the power to get through this? And then what if it doesn't work? Can I deal with that emotional turmoil throughout this process? So overall, it was just her talking about all of that. Then we get to Angela, who I'm starting to like more and more. And can I say this? Angela is drop dead gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. Y'all may think she got a Janet Jackson, LaToya Jackson, Michael Jackson, Tito Jackson nose. She looked way better than the Jack in the Box, Kelli. Now, Britt, I mean, even though it seems like she does get her face some fillers or some Botox, naturally she looks like she's a beautiful girl, and Kenya's face is undeniable. Shamia's a gorgeous girl too. But if we're gonna talk about work being done, Angela is beautiful and it's proportionate. I'm sorry. And the people can hate all they want to. Angela is beautiful. That's all I gotta say about that. We go through her and Charles. They're going through the houses that they purchased, and she's been working really hard to try to sell these homes because she wanted to prove to Charles, like, I got this. My real estate business is on and it's popping. She also wants to have a vow renewal. Charles is like, I think this is the same thing that Britt going through. We want to have these things, but can we do things one at a time, please? You bought these houses, let's sell them first. Girl, you said you want to have but we got to do this first. And I feel like this is also what, I don't know, I'm salivating today, y'all. This is what she's going through with Charles. I like Charles. It's very clear that Charles is just, I feel like he got with, to be honest, with Angela, because he's like, I don't really be having feelings for a lot of people. And I have feelings for her. So something must be here. Let me marry her. But not that he's like, I'm in love with her. It's so strong. He just seemed like a man who was like, you know what? I actually like this person more than a whole lot of other people. I guess I'll stick with this one. I'll stick with this one. Because it doesn't seem like he wants to show us. It's clear he loves her. But I don't know if he knows that it's clear he loves her. Yeah, when they talk about stuff in the vow renewal, he's like, maybe. Who knows? You never know. Because he wants to keep life like up and down, or who knows. But you love this lady and you gonna do a vow renewal. You love her. You did the houses. Shut your ass up. But that's also what I love about him, and I love how she understands it. Because me, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Well, that's not true. I guess I deal with it. But it's hard when you're like over affectionate, over expressive, all of these things, and your partner's like, well, maybe. And that's how Charles is. So then she talks about the rough time that they had in their marriage. Now, I don't know how I deal with this, but in 2017, he went to a game in New York. Apparently the owner of the team don't like him, and they said he has to go. You need to leave. They said he has to go immediately. Okay. So then she was kicked. He was kicked out, and then they had a rough time in their marriage. They had just got married. So then they didn't talk to each other. They weren't by each other, and it was embarrassing. My whole thing is this: with the strength that it looks like Charles has and how he likes to be portrayed, and he doesn't show his emotions, I felt like this was very inappropriate for her to tell the public. I don't know. Y'all put it in the comments. He seems like a man who likes to guard his emotion, keeps his emotion. He has a lot of things that he wants to say, for sure. I mean, from what I hear, he's very talkative. But for the most part, it seems like he's like this. So you being like, oh, he was so emotional, distraught, sad, it even affected his marriage. That gives that owner of that team who kicked him out the upper hand. Yeah, I made you almost lose your wife. Yeah, and I don't think that was appropriate for her to tell. I don't know. Y'all tell me how you feel about that. Put it in the comments. At the end of the day, she thinks that Charles is waiting for the vow renewal because we got to sell these houses first, okay? And you keep going to therapy, which is $3,000 a month, which is crazy. But I don't know. She doesn't work for a company, so I think that she would have to pay like out of pocket. And she says she only spends like $1,200, which it seems right to me because if I didn't have insurance, I'm sure no, I don't think my therapy would be that much. She must be going to somebody really fancy. At the end of the day, she's like, it's helping us keep us together for the next 10 years. She said 10 years. 10 years. She was like, is that too long? I mean, he said, you never know. You never know. Okay, moving up from there, we got Drew. Drew goes into, she wants to see her divorce attorney. Now, I don't want to be mean. This divorce attorney looked like Effie White with a Shirley Temple wig on. This divorce attorney looked like Mama Joyce, her first couple of seasons. She was just giving, oh, auntie. Y'all know what I'm talking about, and I can't describe it more. That lawyer was giving, oh, auntie vibes. She looked like she going to church. That dress, that skirt, I can't. Anyway, they go in. She says, look, how are you feeling about everything? Because, after our last hearing, we haven't got a chance to talk. And Drew was like, that last hearing was so much. Who would have thought? He didn't even bring his attorney with him. He was representing himself. And you're cross-examining me? And she was like, yeah, but this also proves everything that you've been saying within your documents, how he's abusive, how he's doing all of these things. They're like, look, we've been dealing with this for 1.5 years and we still haven't gotten everything. And now there's another hearing coming up soon, but we got all these documents that are missing. And it was like, Drew was like, I just need this to be finalized. And she's like, us too. And we're trying to figure out what the financials are because it's really bothersome. And Ralph has been allowed to stay in the house because he was like, I can't pay for this house and for another place. You know what's interesting to me though? I don't care what anybody says. In the first season, Drew purported him to be the person who actually has a lot of money. And it seems as if he does, and he doesn't want Drew to know because in a divorce settlement, he has her, and don't they have 3 kids? You about to pay. You're about to pay, and you're in Georgia. You're about to pay. Wait, are they more on the mother side in Georgia? There's some states that they lean towards the primary caregiver, and normally those are the mothers. But you're about to pay, and for him to be able to stay in the house because the judge is like, I can't afford to. He said, I can't afford to pay for this house and someplace else, which means that I'm paying for this place. You want me to pay for this place in another place? No, I'll just stay in the basement. I don't know who y'all think got the most money, Ralph or Drew? Because Ralph has a stable job. He does all of this tech stuff. There's a lot of money in it. And she has odds and ends. No shade to the actors or whatever. She has odds and ends. She doesn't know where she wants her career to go. And to be honest, does she get any money from this album? Because if Dennis paid for everything, doesn't Dennis make you're the artist? Don't they get the lowest amount of the funds? Anyway, for now, then they talk about the divorce proceedings being sealed, but now they're about to be opened again. And Drew's like, so what? Girl, this is a performative miss. First of all, are the divorce files open? Because I've been talking to people and nobody said that they can find them. And how long ago was this filmed? No, nothing was gonna be final. Drew be lying. So what's about to be out? She used all the aggressive stuff about him, how he's been cheating, lying, stalking you. The other girls are the other. What about? And I was listening to Tiana Taylor's live the other day, where your kids go to school, what everybody's making, some of their financial issues or struggles, or their tax information. She's talking. The lawyer's like, how he's a cheater, a serial cheater. How the girls have been coming after you, reaching out to you on Instagram. Girl, I guess. At the end of the day, they said that the document's going to be unsealed. We haven't seen her. And he hasn't given the financials yet. So who knows? She started crying and this and that. And then she walks out. After that, we get to, they do a small scene of Shamia bringing Shia to get her tonsils removed. I love how she was in her doctor's coat. Oh, just children. And then she showed Gerald not sitting down since his daughter was taken away. He's like, I just need to stretch. But he really cares about his daughter. From there, we get Porsha. Now, somebody had tagged me or something on Instagram and was like, busy. The mama's not on house arrest anymore. I said, no, first of all, she took off the ankle monitor because I believe that the mother is on some type of house arrest. Okay. She took off the ankle monitor. Babe, send me that article about the mom being married. Y'all saw the diamond ring that the mama had on? I was thinking to myself, she's married? I thought she was living in Porsha's old house. But the mama is married. Or I guess he's probably working and playing the game. Let me see. I only have a break for a little bit. Porsha's mom marriage. But is she married? I don't see it. And I'm doing this in this video like y'all are like literally with me and y'all not. Well, hopefully he can send me something. But I think she is married because I saw a huge ring on her finger. So I'm thinking, is she married? Because I thought she lived in Porsha's house and she was single. And she's on house arrest. Either way, they go out to get petties, I don't know, massages or whatever. So they sit down and Porsha says, I've been trying to do yoga because it's been a whole lot that I've been going through, and divorce in these online attacks has been so much. She says that her mother has been soldiering up for her. Shout out to Karen Huger. She's been soldiering up for her and really helping her out through all of this and praying with her throughout this part. Porsha says that this divorce has been very different because when she was getting divorced from Cordell, it felt like they were going through it together. This one seems like they're not going through it. Simon's defense mechanism is to lash out on social media and talk crap about her. So it feels like she's going through this alone because he is not trying to work with her. She says that, and sometimes in divorce proceedings, sometimes the spouses get together and then they talk privately just to say, okay, look, like, I don't want this to go like this. What can we do? And we hear that a lot. And she says that she did that with Cordell, but in this instance, she hasn't been able to do anything. And she says, Porsha says she feels very frustrated about this because she doesn't understand what's going on. She says she was asking for the family to intervene. You filed for divorce. So what is the intervention? She says she reached out to the uncles, to the moms, the brothers, the pastors, so that they can reach out and assist, because in Simon's tradition, the family can intervene. I don't know if they don't like Simon just like Porsha doesn't, but they said, y'all figure that out over there in America. Do not bring us into this, okay? So after that, she says, and then I also went out with Shamia. Shamia said that she was trying to, make me have fun, because how do you know you're healed if you're always by yourself? I mean, I guess, girl. So she said, as soon as we got down there, Shamia was like talking to me. She said she went out to dinner and all these girls was talking crap about me. And this one was asking me what happened and why I stole that lady husband. And I was like, girl, this is not fun. Here come Mama Diane. But why was she talk to you about all of that stuff? What was the purpose of her bringing that up if y'all was supposed to have fun? How does that go together? I want to know what grade Mama Diane finished school. Y'all think, never mind. Either way, She said, what was that? How was that going to make you feel better? What's the difference? And Porsha was like, look, I don't know. I think she was just letting me know she wanted me to hear. She said, you know what, Porsha? I'm going to say this and you're not going to like it, but I want you to know that you need to watch her. And I know that's been your friend for years, but you need to watch her. And you need to be careful with those people. And Porsha was like, well, I just feel like maybe she was in a position where she felt like she needed to defend me and tell me more about it. You know, it is what it is. And then her mama says it is what it is. People have been talking about how Porsha like to control the scenes and everything. This seems like scripted reality. Anyway, we move on to the actual Mommy and Me event. Kelli is throwing a Mommy and Me event for the osteogenesis imperfecta foundation. And she's partnering with Balmain. Balmain is one of her favorite places to go. She's had events with them before. She really loves this foundation, so she decided to bring awareness to it, raise awareness to it, and especially at a place that she really loves. I loved everybody coming in. To me, the star, Brooklyn, and I need more of her. The star of the show was Brooklyn, and I need more Brooklyn. No ifs, ands, or buts. The star of the show was Brooklyn, and I need more Brooklyn. Brooklyn was everywhere. Okay, and honorable mention, Kelly's twins. Okay, if we're talking about the kids, honorable mention, Kelly's twins. The star of the show was Brooklyn. Honorable mention, Kelly's twins. Okay. Outside of that, the kids and everybody's coming up. Everybody looks nice coming to the event. Very nice, very fall. Kenya comes in what looks like a fall. I think we've seen her and her daughter in this before, so we're reusing outfits. But you know, if your salon is closed, barely open, and then you're fired from a show, you got to reuse the outfits and the clothes. Okay. Anyway, Porsha comes in looking like Harajuku with a premium, a non-premium face, and she says, "Hey, girl, yeah, I was coming in." First of all, Porsha came in early. You can't make it to your friend's birthday party. You couldn't make it to her wedding. But we down to the ball, man, and you're not even buying anything. We down to the ball, man, and you're not even buying anything, and you on time? You're a hater of Shamia's. And it's very clear. That's not your friend. Anyway, she says that her and Drew share the same stylist. And as soon as Drew knew that Porsha needed him, she kind of slowed down and everything. So this is a 15-minute beat. And then she had to put her hair in knots, I guess. Cynthia comes in with her bob. Kelly's twins are just so adorable. Sorry, I wrote that down because they are. So then we got Cynthia sitting down with Porsha. She's like, you must be going through so much. I'm so sorry about everything you're going through. This must be hard from you. And Portia's like, yeah, he know my kids. He had my daughter. He was around my family. And Cynthia was like, look, I only had to go through a regular divorce. Okay, and you going through all of this in the public. But let me share this with you. Every day is going to be up and down. It's never going to be the same, and you got this. There's going to be good and bad days, and that's okay. I love Cynthia because, she's a Pisces. She's giving the advice that she knows she needs to give. But Porsha fake, and she don't need it. Anyway, then we see Angela. She comes in. She sees Shamia. She's like, I want to talk to her. Hopefully we can get a reset because the way we started off was not right, and I want to reset with her. Porsha asked if Shamia talked to Angela as the day said. Shamia was like, oh, you talking about the lady with the retro nose? No, the one who came in the time capsule? I'm sorry. Shamia's dislike, disdain, hatred, coming back, ridicules of Angela, too much. Too much. It's too much. She misheard what you said with regards to the F word. Outside of that, all she asked you was why you come so hard. And she said, well, why did you come so hard on her? And you're like, did you F that lady, man? Okay, I didn't say why that I F that lady, man, but I came hard because I wanted to know more information. Instead of you saying all of that, you're sitting here, yeah, she's doing too much. And what about her nose and all? God, you put 20 on 10. And where Porsha can take Kelly out to dinner and drinks, and she said, why you stole that lady's husband? And Porsha can take Kelly out to dinner drinks, maybe it's because she's more manipulative. Shamia, you're doing way too much. I'm sorry. You're doing way too much. The attitude, the flair that you got going on for her, Angela, is too much. Simmer down, settle down. After that, we get a chance to learn about the organization. I'm sorry, this choked me up, and I'm going to try to get through it as much as possible, but they talk and they introduce Kelli and why this is important to Kelli. Apparently, Kelli, she noticed that something was going on with her daughter, and this is why she got involved in the program. She knew that something was going on with her daughter. Sorry, the foundation. And she saw something going on with her daughter's arm. So she decided she was going to bring her daughter to the hospital. Child, they had security guards, child protective services, everybody out there, and they would not let her take her daughter back because they felt as if she was being abusive to her daughter. If it wasn't for doctors and the foundation, osteogenesis imperfecta, and I apologize if I'm not saying it right, foundation, she would never have been able to go home. And she wants to amplify the fact that this foundation is out there and it's also affecting people of color. And because, you know, it's something that's genetic. 3 of her kids have it. The doctor saw it in the eyes, and she wants to make sure that everybody knows and understands about it. And it seemed really sad because I can only imagine taking my child to the doctor because it seemed like I'm noticing something wrong and y'all trying to arrest me. Girl, it's a no for me, dog. I can only imagine. So this is kind of like saved her life in a way, and she just wants everybody. 10% of the proceeds that they get from this event will go to the foundation. So I thought it was a good cause. Porsha set her bid down because she said she doesn't want to person anything because she's going through a divorce. Girl, you got the money, you just don't want to show it on the camera. Anyway, Angela goes to Shamia and she says, hey, I want to talk to you. I feel like we got off in a bad foot. And Shamia was like, we did. And she was like, okay, well, I don't want to start like that. And I don't want that energy in the room. So I would love to get a chance to talk to you. And Shamia says, well, so would I, because I would like to get to know Angela and not Drew's representative. Girl, coming from you, Porsha's representative, let's be crystal. You only asked that question in defense of Porsha, not for you, baby. And that's why you ran back to Porsha so quickly to tell her. You want to talk about who can be a representative and who's representative, you better look in the mirror. Talk about Michael Jackson, LaToya Jackson, the Jacksons. You need to look in the mirror. Okay. Anyway, then Angela's like, look, sorry, she doesn't want to be Drew's representative. And Angela's like, that was Angela. It wasn't Drew's representative. Shamia's like, oh, so you'll argue on Drew's behalf. She said, oh, so you argue on Drew's behalf. And Angela said, well, I will. It's not that I do, but I will. I can. It is possible. And Shamia says, well, that's all you have to say. Your thoughts are your thoughts. What are you mad about, Shamia? Angela was like, okay, and so and your thoughts are your thoughts? Like, what are we talking about here? Okay, well, I don't have anything else to say to you. Your thoughts are your thoughts. Okay, and your thoughts are your thoughts? Okay. And she's like, if your thoughts are your thoughts and my thoughts are my thoughts, and we don't need to be talking about it, just don't be mean. And Shamina's like, I'm not being mean. Actually, you're the mean girl. When Shamina, you are Shamina. Here I go again, girl. What's my weakness, man? Now peep this. Shamina talking about I'm not the mean girl, you're the mean girl. Glare is written all over your face. And she's like, no, I'm not the mean girl. You're the mean girl, and it goes with your nose. No, it goes with your name, Shamina. And she said, actually, it's Shamia. She was like, and what you need to do is go back to 1999 with that nose, okay? And she's like, oh, okay, Flavor Flav. And I thought that Angela's read was more ingenious than you picking on my physical features. Girl, you're just a hype man for Porsha, okay? That's why I called you Flavor Flav. I think that Shamia, so dense, probably took it as like a surface thing. Oh, you saying that I look like it's because I'm dark skinned? I probably look like Flavor Flav. No, girl, you are Porsha's hype man, and you come in and you do all of the work, and Porsha just comes and collect the check. As we saw today, Shamia was sitting there talking about noses and all that stuff, and Porsha was sitting her Shiong shoes butt down. Anyway, Shamia, they all separate them, and Kelly. Angela was like, I don't have time for this. This is too much. And she's sitting here, and Porsha gets up. She's like, I heard that we was talking about people's nose, bodies, features. What is going on? Kelly was like, look, can we all calm down? Like, this is not how you act in this type of mall. And Shamia was like, look, what to be honest, I just want to know, do we have any glue to put back her nose? And Angela's like, girl, and can you get your nose out of Portia's ass? Girl, you want to rumble with the bee? I'm sorry. Angela was eating Shamia up. Shamia had this one facial feature read. She could barely get out. And Angela was quick wit and eat her up. And her comebacks were more, you had to think more about it. You sit here thinking surfacely, you can say in my nose, so you sit here talking about my nose where everybody else got their face run up and done up. Look at Kelly's face. Girl, you're not doing anything to me. Can we get down? Can we get her 99 nose right down, girl? While we're taking my nose apart, can we get this girl's nose out of Portia's head? Girl, you don't have it. You don't have it. Shamia, you look stupid. You look stupid to me. You look so dumb. Then she coming up here as they separated them, and she's like, well, I'm upset because she come up to me because I was asking a simple question. Isn't that what your best friend was mad about? You are a low down nose. That's when she was talking to Drew. Isn't that what your best friend was mad at when she was saying, can you ask me my name first and anything about me? When all Kelly said was, why you stay that lady's husband? Simple question. Sounds like a simple question to me. Sounds like a simple question to me. Why you stole that lady's husband? Anyway, so they going back and forth, and they're like, but you talking about people's facial features and all of this, and here comes Porsha. Well, she called her Flavor Flav, so I think we should be even. Girl, this is just too much. At the end of the day, they say, look, we need to separate each other. I'm not talking about her. Let's not talk about me. We even. We good. So then after all the commotion, Shamia goes up to Doom and is like, hey, I just want to apologize for coming at you so aggressively. So you agree with Angela? Now, you may not have said the F word, but you agree with Angela. And Drew, you as fake as a $2 bill, because what you should have said is, you know what? I appreciate that. But then also if you're apologizing to me, I think you need to have a conversation with Angela, because she was saying on my behalf that we both felt like you were coming a little too hard. So I appreciate you coming to me, but also I think you need to tone it down with Angela, because the only thing she was doing was asking on why you were coming so hard. And if you're apologizing for coming so hard at me, then you need to talk to Angela too. But Drew won't do that. Anyway, Drew's sister was like, go up there now. Talk to her. And she's like, well, I don't want to do it. You know, I don't want to cause them scenes. She comes to me. She doesn't. She doesn't. Child, her sister's like, I'm punching. Go do it now. So Drew goes up and was like, hey, Porsha, you say you want to talk to me, so let's talk. Child, Porsha said, sorry, girl. I just got a little sick. Oh, do we can say you say you want to talk? Girl, you want to talk? She's like, yeah. Drew said, yeah, you say you want to have a conversation with her, with me about something. Child, hey, Brooklyn, what's happening? Oh, my mommy said your mommy said she wanted to call you, and she gonna call me. Porsha did everything in order to talk to Drew. And in her confessional, she was like, she came up to me really aggressively, and now she ready to talk. And I'm thinking, where's all this coming from? I look behind me. This is her defense and braids. Because you know how her Porsha get down. You know how Portia's sister get down. I think she's kind of like Cynthia's sister. I'll beat Candy today, okay? So she was like, I'm not dealing with this. Porsha gets up and walks out. And Drew was like, look, do you want to meet in the studio? We can do whatever. Overall, the episode was good. Shamia, you played yourself. Shamia. You was doing way too much. You're doing way too much. You played yourself. I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all feel like she played herself. She was doing too much. You look even more like a puppet than you did before. I'm liking Angela. Tell me how you feel about Angela. Also put in the comments, who's your favorite right now? Who's your favorite right now? It's getting good. I love it. Y'all, put your likes, your comments, your views, everything in the description box. The more information, the better. I'm trying to get my engagement up. Make sure you watch the whether or not you like it or not panel tonight. It's a rotating panel, so go around and see whose channel is going to be on. I think we're going to be on Josiah's channel today, so I'm really excited about that. Outside of that, if you all want to know more about me and everything else I have going on, you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter, BusyBlu, no space, no E. You can also find me on Twitch, BusyBlu, where this should be streaming right now. That being said, I had a whole lot of fun this episode. I have 2 more videos to do for y'all, so I'm gonna do those earlier this. So I'm gonna do those within this week. I'm about to go get busy, and you all stay busy. Fun. Till next time.
That man for a takeover crazy.